Hello students, today we will learn the next illustration number 17. See here, compute the assessable value and total customs duty payable under Customs Act 1962 for an imported machine based on the following information. Particulars and the US dollar information is given. Under that, cost of machine at the factory of exporter 20,000, transport charges from the factory of exporter to the port for shipment $800, handling charges paid for the loading the machine in the ship $50, buying commission paid by the importer $100, lighterage charges paid by the importer $300, freight and insurance 1,000 plus 200 incurred from a port of entry to inland container depot 1,200, ship demurrage charges 300, freight charges from exporting country to India, insurance up to India is unascertainable 4,000 is a freight charges. Loading, unloading and handling charges includes $100 incurred at Indian port 1,100. Date of bill of entry on 20th March 2020, make it 2020. 20th March 2020, rate of BCD 20%. Exchange rate notified by CBIC rupees 60 per US dollar. Date of entry inward on 25th March 2020. Rate of BCD 10%. Exchange rate as notified by CBIC rupees 65 per US dollar. IGST 12%. GST compensation cess 10%. So with this information we have to compute the assessable value as well as the customs duty payable. You now see the illustration. Compute the assessable value and customs duty payable with the following information. So the first one is cost of machine at the factory of exporter. So this is a cost of machine 20,000 we have to take first. Then transport charges from factory of exporter to the port for shipment, that is expenses incurred from a factory of exporter factory to the ship port. Exporter to the port for shipment means it is expenses incurred from a factory of exporter to the ship port. So this should be added before FOB. The expenses should be added before FOB. This we have to add to the 20,000 US dollar. Then handling charges paid for loading the machine in the ship. So for the import of a machine from other countries, handling charges paid for the loading the machine in the ship. Loading the machine means it is incurred outside India. It is incurred by the exporter outside India to load the machine in the ship. So it should be added to the before FOB. Before FOB we have to add these expenses. Then buying commission paid by the importer, clearly mentioned buying commission. So buying commission is not a part of assessable value, we have to exclude. So the next one is lighterage charges paid by the importer 300. So the lighterage charges means it is a charges paid for transferring the cargo or goods from one ship to another. So it is expenses incurred at Indian port, ship port, incurred by the importer. So it is incurred at a port. This lighterage charges will be incurred at a port before paying a customs duty. It is a part of assessable value. We have to add these expenses, the lighterage charges which is incurred at a port for transferring the cargo or goods from one ship to another. So it is expenses incurred by the importer and it should be added, but it should be added after FOB. It is not added before FOB because it is expenses incurred by the importer. So we have to add after FOB. After FOB we have to add. It is not expense of an exporter, so it should not be added before FOB. We have to add after FOB. So lighterage charges is one of expenses incurred at a port, ship port. So that is expenses incurred for transferring any bulk items to one ship to other. So this is a lighterage charges should be added after FOB. 300 value we have to add after FOB. Along with the freight and insurance we have to take even the lighterage charges which is incurred by the importer expense it is, so we have to take. Then freight and insurance 1,000 plus 200 incurred from a port of entry to inland container depot. So this is a freight and insurance expenses incurred from a port of entry to inland container depot, means it is expenses incurred after import from a port to the inland container depot. So this expenses should not be taken for assessable value. It is expenses incurred after import, that is after paying a custom duty. So the freight and insurance expense is incurred, so it should not be taken for the assessable value. Then ship demurrage charges we have to add for the assessable value, we have to include for the assessable value. So this ship demurrage charges also incurred by the importer. These expenses incurred by the importer. So ship demurrage charges means it is charges paid by the importer at a port, at a ship port. Charges will be paid by the importer. So this is because if a seller, if the exporter has delivered the goods through this ship, so the importer has not picked that parcel on time, so that parcel remains in the godown or a warehouse of that ship port. So for that they will charge a certain fees, is known as demurrage charges. So for this storing the keeping their parcel, importer parcel in the warehouses or a godown of this ship port, so it should be expenses incurred by the importer at the port. So we have to add these expenses, but we have to add after FOB. So these both expenses, lighterage charges as well as ship demurrage charges, is a expenses incurred. So these are the expenses incurred at a Indian port. So here it is expenses incurred. So we have to add after FOB these expenses. Till here whatever the expense incurred we have to add after FOB, but it is not expenses incurred after from a port to factory. So it is expenses incurred here. So it should be added after FOB. So remember, lighterage charges as well as ship demurrage charges is expenses incurred by the importer, should be added after FOB. Okay. Then freight charges from exporting country to India. So freight charges from a exporting country to India means it is the expenses incurred from a port to port. So we have to add after FOB. So here the freight charges is 4,000, and here they have clearly mentioned about the expenses is from shipment. So it is a import by ship. So in the case of import by ship, freight charges we have to take, if given we have to take the same actual value, that is 4,000 is the freight charges. And insurance about is unascertainable, so we have to take 1.125% of FOB for the insurance, and freight is given directly, we have to take the same 4,000 in the dollar column, and we have to convert to the exchange rate. Next, loading, unloading, handling charges in this 1,100 include $100 incurred at Indian port. So $100 which is the expenses incurred at Indian port should not be taken for assessable value, but the remaining expenses, loading and unloading and handling charges, we have to take for the assessable value. So loading, unloading, handling charges which is incurred at Indian port means after the import of a machine. So this 100 we should not consider, but loading, unloading and handling charges remaining 1,000 we have to take after FOB. So this one we have to take after FOB because these are expenses incurred by the importer. Then they have given the rates, date of bill of entry and date of entry inward, and relating to that rate of BCD is given and exchange rate also given. So here point to remember is while taking the exchange rate, while taking an exchange rate we have to take always the date of bill of entry. We have to consider only the date of bill of entry, that is nothing but. So remember, in previous illustration also we have to consider the, when they give two different dates for the exchange rate, we have to take the exchange rate which is notified by CBIC. Firstly it should be notified by CBIC, and secondly it should be the date of a bill of entry, not a entry inward. Okay, so here we have to consider rupees 60 per US dollar as a exchange rate because it is a exchange rate given on a date of bill of entry or a date of submission of bill of entry we have to consider. Okay, but in the case of tax rate, BCD or rates of any customs duties, so in that case we have to consider the latest date, that is here latest date is 25 March, so BCD we have to consider is 10%, not 20%, because we have to consider the latest date. So exchange rate we have to take the exchange rate notified by CBIC, and both are CBIC, but in that case we have to in this case when we have two exchange rate which is notified by CBIC, at that time we have to consider the exchange rate given on a date of bill of entry or a submission of bill of entry. So that is a rupees 60 per US dollar. So that is the rupees 60 for US dollar we have to take. Okay, so in the previous illustration, so here also exchange rate they have given two dated entry inward and bill of entry. So in that case we have to consider the exchange rate which is notified by submission of date of bill of entry. Okay, so for the bill of entry we have to consider not here the make the 2 year also 2020, not 2019 and 20, both year are 2020 only, but here we have to consider not a latest one, we have to consider for the exchange rate we have to consider the date of a submission of bill of entry, and for the rates of BCD if there is here, then we have to take the latest date for the rates of BCD, IGST and all. Okay, so remember, so for the exchange rate we have to take the date of submission of bill of entry, so that is nothing but 65, not 66 we have to take 65. Then so here the exchange rate we have to consider is in this illustration we have to consider the exchange rate is rupees 60, because it is a exchange rate notified by CBIC on a date of a bill of entry, submission of bill of entry, and not a date of a entry inward. So that is the point you have to remember. When they give two exchange rate, bill of entry and entry inward, we have to consider the bill of entry date. Okay, so but for the BCD, rates of BCD, IGST and all, we have to consider the latest date. So here latest date is 25 March 2020, so that is 10% we have to consider as a BCD, not a 20%. Then this one we have to ignore, notified by CBIC. Then IGST 12% we have to take, GST compensation cess we have to take 10%. So now we have to work out the solution. So now write the heading computation of assessable value, 3 column particulars and 2 amount column. So here we have to consider the exchange rate is $1 equal to rupees 60, that is the exchange rate notified by CBIC, as well as the it is the exchange rate given on a date of submission of a bill of entry. So that is equal to rupees 60. Next we have to take the particulars and dollar rupees column. So first we have to start with the cost of machine. So that is equal to 20,000 US dollar. So if you convert 20,000 into 60 is equal to 12 lakh. Next we have to add the expenses before FOB, that is the transport charges from a factory of exporter to the port is expenses incurred by the exporter from a factory to port. So that is the 800 we have to take, convert it, and it is equal to 48,000. Then handling charges paid for loading the machine in the ship is the expenses incurred by the exporter, so it should be added here. Handling charges paid for loading the machine in the ship 50 it is, so if you convert it is equal to 3,000. So then buying commission is not taken for assessable value, so only two expenses we have to take here. So it is total will be FOB value 20,850 is the first column, 12,51,000 is the second column. Next we will see buying commission is not taken here, it is not a part of assessable value. Third one is lighterage charges paid by the importer, it is expenses incurred by the importer, we have to add after FOB. So after FOB we have to take lighterage charges paid by importer 300, if you convert it will be equal to 18,000. Then freight and insurance which is incurred from a port to entry inward. Entry inward means it is a place of a importer, from a port to the place of importer is not a part of assessable value, we should not take. Then ship demurrage charges is expenses incurred by the importer, should be taken after FOB. 300, if you convert it is equal to 18,000. Then freight charges from exporting country to India, freight charges, so we should be taken freight charges. So write freight or transportation cost, next line, freight and transportation cost. So by ship it is, so by ship if given the actual as it is we have to take, so that is 4,000 we have to take. So if you convert it is equal to 2,40,000. Then relating to insurance, they have not given clear information, so we have to take insurance at 1.125% of FOB. So on FOB we have to calculate 1.125%. Instead of calculating this, you can directly calculate 12,51,000 is a FOB. 12,51,000 into 1.125%, so that is equal to 14,074 you will get. Or else you can calculate like this also, 20,000 taking a dollar value as a FOB, and if you convert you will get the insurance in the dollar form only. So you have to write in the dollar form column. So in a dollar column you have to write the amount. After that we have to convert into 60, you will get 14,074. Okay, so that is about insurance. Next, loading, unloading and handling charges we have to take, but we should not take the expenses which is incurred at Indian port. Loading, unloading and handling charges we should not take, because it is a loading, unloading and handling charges incurred at a Indian port we should not take, because it is expenses incurred after paying a customs duty. So we should not take the 100 value. Remaining expenses which is incurred before paying a customs duty we have to consider, that is a 1,000 we have to take. This expenses incurred by the importer, so we have to add after FOB. So here 100 we have to exclude because it is expenses incurred after import. So remaining 1,000 we have to take. 1,000 into 60 is equal to 60,000. Then exchange rate we have considered. BCD we have to take at 10% while computing customs duty. IGST also we have to take at 12%. GST compensation cess also we have to take later. So there is no other info. So the assessable value is equal to 16,01,074 is the assessable value or a CAF value. This value you can total it or not. So if you are totaling it, then all the values should be there. If there is no value in any of the entry, then we have to calculate the value, like the amount which is recorded in the rupee column divided by 60, you will get the value here. So you can total it. If you have no value in any other column, if you have no values, then no need to total it. So if you total or not, no problem. So the assessable value is equal to 16,01,074. On that value we have to compute the customs duty. So basic custom duty we have to take is 10%, because it is a 10% we have to consider, because it is a latest rate we have to consider. Then BCD, only BCD is given, NCCD and CVD is not given, so we have to do total A, subtotal A. Then social welfare surcharge at 10% we have to calculate. Then IGST at 12% we have to take. They have clearly mentioned IGST at 12%. So this is the info relating to the entry inward. So we have to take the IGST at 12% and GST compensation cess also we have to take at 25% on a subtotal B. So that is nothing but the total of first column is nothing but cost of import, and the total of second column is a customs duty payable. So the next, write the note, buying commission is not part of assessable value. So we have skipped the buying commission, so it is not a part of assessable value, so it is not included in the assessable value. Then expenses incurred after taking a goods from Indian port is not should not be included. Hence transportation and insurance charges. So this freight and insurance from a port to the entry of inland we have not taken, because it is expenses incurred from a Indian port, so should not be taken for assessable value. Then lighterage charges and ship demurrage charges are expenses incurred by the importer before paying a customs duty, so should be taken for assessable value. And insurance is not given, so we have to take 1.1 0.25 percentage of FOB. Then relevant exchange rate for custom valuation is the rate at which is specified by CBIC on the date of presentation of bill of entry. We have to take, there are two date, bill of entry and entry involved. So exchange rate we have to consider is which is notified by CBIC and it should be on a submission of bill of entry. So that is equal to $1 equal to 60. Then loading and unloading charges incurred at an Indian port is not a part of assessable value. That is nothing but this $100 is not taken for the assessable value. Then the relevant rate of duty for customs is we have to consider is whichever is a later date. So that is nothing but rate of BCD we have to consider is a 10%. We have to consider that is a latest date. BCD we have to consider. Tax rate we have to consider is a latest date. So that is a 10% we have to consider. So only that much. So try to work out this assessable value as well as the customs duty payable.